fine.
Hola?
I'll just find it. It's fine.
Hola?
I'll just find it. It's fine.
Hola?
I'll just find it. It's fine.
There we go. I had a little audio donk there, but we're live, folks, and I believe we're live on both of our channels here. We are here on YouTube. We are also on the Usbf Twitch channel. If you're in the chat on either of those, just hop on in there, say hello to us. I'm here with Olivia, and actually, I'm giving everybody the wrong
This
screen,
or
Olivia, here.
this?
Excuse that. Hey, excuse me, ma'am.
It's fine.
We're looking at the score for USA 1 at this point, and it has been all Kaplan. Shuri came back a little bit towards the end to make it a closer set and had an opportunity on the last board to gain, but obviously we had a very normal slam play at both tables that ended up in a push. But you can see Kaplan very far ahead, 93 at this point. Still 45 boards left, but time's running out for Shuri. They need a big set either now or very shortly, right, Olivia?
Yeah. The one thing we know about these players is that they're gonna go out swinging. So I'm very excited to see what especially what Vincent Cran will do because I know it's gonna be very, very exciting to
And we
watch.
are going to definitely be watching that table closely. And we're also going to keep our eye on the USA 2 event going on right now. So this is, I know you're only looking at 6 teams, folks, but this is the quarterfinals of this event. So here are the teams that are going to essentially end up playing in the semis tomorrow if they win. And we have Titans, really, a Nickel Fleischer going against each other, Rosenthal World Championship team as well. Super close matches down there. So that might be where the excitement is today. But all the marbles are right here for us in our match with Kaplan versus Shuri. And let's pick it up. They're in 4 hearts in the West. Looks like it went down 1 in the other room from the other direction. And this is Kranyak and DeMay, the pair we were referring to, with Adam Grossack and Eddie Wold. Adam is the second oldest player on this team, and I think he's still under 30. Is that possible?
I think he's over 30, but I'm not sure.
All right. If he's
And
not, I will not tell him you said
you're watching, I'm sorry.
that. Did you get an invite to the wedding of the century in the Bridge World? It's like,
Yeah, the two, it feels like the two big houses,
that's
or
right.
something.
The 2 big houses. It's like a Game of
Yes.
Thrones forever. The Game
For,
of
for the
Bridge.
viewers that for the viewers that don't know, here the North player Adam Grossack, he's engaged to his teammate sister, his teammate Finn Kolesnik,
Yep.
has a sister, Emma Kolesnik, who's also an exceptional bridge player, and they're engaged and they're getting married this summer. So it's
And
gonna be a nice family.
and I think Finn
And
is like the new
yeah,
Zach, basically. Like Finn is the younger version of our friend Zach Grossack, who's also a relatively young bridge player. They're similar
yeah,
personalities, great bridge talents, and it's going to be a family of just it's like
it's just the two young massive families that just are just so many exceptional players in them
yeah.
joining together to have one American bridge dynasty. We'll see.
And we stole the Rimsteads from Sweden, basically. So that's the
Yeah,
best. Also, those are your teammates in the women's event.
I'm very grateful for stealing on me. So what's happening in the four hearts here? We'll
It
see.
looks like they have to lose now a heart and a couple of spades, right?
Looks pretty unavoidable
Right? Yeah, they can't do
to
anything in the
lose
club suit.
three drinks. So this looks like a push, which is definitely what you want to see if you're the Kaplan team in this situation.
Yep, Kaplan will take them all day, and we can. The good thing is both of these events, they're being played on tablets, and they're also being played with the same boards at the same time. So when we click over to USA 2, we're just going to be able to see a lot of the same decisions. So if we get to an interesting board, I think we'll do maybe a little more jumping around in this session if it's okay with you, Olivia.
Yeah, I
And,
know we can do it.
and if it's okay with the audience, you let us know as well. Oh,
Yeah, feel free to share your thoughts.
yep.
Um, I
The,
don't know. Should I get a haircut? No,
no way.
anything.
No way.
All right, thank you, Rob. But yeah, if you guys we'll be checking the chat if you guys have any thoughts on the boards or,
Or any
any
questions of
thoughts
us
about
otherwise?
life. Yeah.
You and you want to hop in, buddy? I send you a link. Or we can stick in the chat here. All right. So this
So like,
what's the number that you would you're not going to get a withdraw next round, but like going into round 8, what's the number you think in 15 boards where you would just WD as just meaning withdraw from
um,
the
I don't know. I think I've seen some like close to 90 M sets, so probably like 100.
got it.
90s or 100, I would say, but there have been some like 80 imp sets this tournament. So,
You we were talking about you guys had 86, and was it
yeah,
you
I
and
think
you and Debbie playing with Ewan and who was Ewan's
and
partner?
Harrison,
Oh
Harrison
wow,
Lewis.
amazing! That was a great. I was rooting so hard for you guys.
So was
Pro-
I.
Other than, to be honest, other than the Kaplan and Wildowski match, your guys was the most exciting match basically because you just got off to a massive lead and then they kind of unfortunately clawed it back. But yeah, that set was
Yeah, but it
huge.
was it was a lead that was not so expected by most people,
I
including
understood.
honestly. So that was very exciting. But yeah, I think, it's such a crazy game, anything can happen. So for a match this important, I would expect it would have to be over 90,
Yeah, got it. Got it.
but maybe 80, I don't know, because it's pretty rare.
And you need the right board set too, right?
Oh, for
You could
sure.
play just lights out and still not do much because you need swingy boards and you need to be on the right side of a lot of those. So
Yeah, for sure. But there's
string,
so many random swings also
yeah,
on just flat boards that just happen, and you're like, what?
yeah,
It looks like the first board was just a swing of three hearts versus four hearts. Most tables in USA 2 are also in four hearts, and a few 6M swings.
and I'm gonna
One
keep a
Fleischer match. Fleischer Nickel. Nickel picked up six on that, and Rosenthal Goodman. Goodman picked up six.
nice. Goodman and Rosenthal has been close throughout. Nickel and Fleischer
Yeah.
close throughout. It's I mean, it's such a great event. You have this is going to be one of our world championship teams right here, right? We know that for sure.
Yeah.
It seems like Kaplan is the favorite at this point, even though I would say maybe before the event they were the 8 seed, right? But
Mhm.
they have tremendous upside for an 8 seed, and they're showing it in this tournament. They beat
Yeah.
the 1 seed along the way, the 4 seed, and now the 6 seed is the Shuri team here.
They're also a pretty young team. I think generally, one thing with the seedings is that it's not always the most friendly to younger players. Like usually if you're a higher seed team and you play against younger players, you're like, oh shoot, because they might just not have the points yet that
Yeah.
reflect their abilities. So
And it just we'll tell the audience what you mean there is this is the that you get seeding points for all of your good results. Is it for all time or is it over like a finite time of bridge, or is it like forever? Like does Chip Martell just have the most seeding points ever? Or
I think they like, I'm not 100% sure, but I think they
neither
decay.
one of us have read the conditions of contest too closely.
I think they decay. So they don't
Got
they
it.
like slowly go away. So maybe let's say in the last 2 years you get full points, and then 3 years ago it like
It's a
takes away
percentage
from,
of.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
So if you
fair.
make like, you mostly get points for like making like the round of whatever of the Soloway or the I think they call them Spinderbelts or whatever. Um so, and then also I think master points you get some for those. So
That makes
master,
sense in a lot of ways, though, because it rewards more heavily recent results, which is kind of the way it should be, right? The teams that are playing the
yeah,
best coming in.
absolutely. And bridge can be definitely a game of momentum. So three clubs. Looks like Adam has been in the tank for a while here.
Yeah, what's up, Krish? Welcome to the broadcast. Spinder Bittinger. Oop.
Looks like he's got to lose a diamond trick for sure. The spade loser feels pretty unavoidable. And same with the heart loser. So
Yeah, somebody put a good link in the Twitch chat
I think
for all the seeding points, actually. So that's a really helpful
yeah,
one. Thanks.
this looks like the spade play was pretty necessary here to set up the queen of spades for a pitch on the heart because um, what was going to happen is if you played a club to dummy and a heart up, or if you, yeah, then he was just going to have no entry to dummy to set up to shake the last heart loser. So well done by Adam here.
Not,
And I'll remind our viewers there are two Adams
yeah, same
on the
team.
Kaplan.
In fact, there's the other one sitting
Yeah,
west at the other table with his future brother in law, Finn Kolesnik, in the east
yeah.
chair. Um, yeah, average age of that, too. I think you can, you know, you can
I
maybe
think Adam's
purchase something.
29 and Finn's like 21. So the average age is like probably like 25.
Yep. And also, if you add their ages together, they're younger than I am, if that's their true age. So that's scary.
Yeah.
Both not only great bridge players, but just very nice and fun guys, actually. And
Yeah, just great to spend time with. So it looks like Adam Adam played this nicely, but still 7 imps to Shori.
yep,
See all these swings in the bidding.
that's what they need. North South played 3-0 at the other table, just three clubs here. Let's see what they have on tap next. Ewan, Rob is ghosting me. Oh, give me a second, Ewan. I'm never ghosting you. All right, give me 1 second, buddy. Let me make sure. Let me make sure I don't email you on the live window. And I'll just change our
And was
camera.
my teammate in the open. So it'll be nice to see him again.
Yeah, well, you had the most exciting start of the event. That was that 86 to maybe we can pull that up on the history, and I'll show everybody that.
But
Um,
hopefully the more I play, it'll be more exciting finishes.
I think we haven't seen the last of you as far as exciting finishes and great events. So
Hopefully, yeah. So let's see what's happening here. This looks like East West got to 2-0 in the other room. Curious how they got there.
I'll flash you over there,
Oh, I
or I
guess
can
maybe
just tell you.
East did 1-0 maybe over a spade on the same start.
It went past a diamond, a heart, a spade, 1-0. Yep, they bet a no trump with the East hand, and then it
Mhm.
went two clubs, double, two diamonds by North, two no trump by East, all pass.
Mhm.
So we do see that Shuri's going in the right direction. They need, I mean,
Yeah,
I think they need a big set here. Uh, it's not that they can't win if they don't have a big set here, but this
I
is the
agree. I
time
think
to kind of put it in there.
what we're gonna see from the players, I think, is moderately swinging actions. Not like, they're not gonna do anything hey, hey
Ah, yeah,
Ewan,
there we go, Ewan.
they're not gonna be doing anything too crazy on these boards to really you know, just tank their chances. But the difference is if you're going into the last two sets down 80, you just have to play a style of bridge that unfortunately is not that winning. Like where you're really, really having to swing for the fences versus if you go in with like you're down 40, now you can just play your normal game and hope that, the cards are dealt right for you.
Gotcha. So let me get you in here, Ewan, if I can. I'm going to slide you up there. Oh, I can't yet. I have to just get rid of my video. 1 second. Ewan is here, by the way. Ewan, say hello. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. I'm assuming you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you just fine. I just need to get your face into the broadcast. So give me a couple seconds while I do that. But we were just talking about, and I know you were in the chat anyway, so you heard us. That first set was amazing, and honestly, you played really well throughout the entirety of that 2 day match. And I was sad to see you guys lose, but I was so happy to see you perform so well.
I mean, we were pretty sad too. We were up after the first day, which felt nice. I sent within the team at the end of the first morning, both of our pairs were sitting at the very top of the butler, and that was like the high point of the whole
That's
tournament.
fantastic.
Wait, guys, sorry to interrupt, but we have some very exciting bidding going on
Wow,
here.
look at this. Yes.
North South can make six hearts, maybe.
And they've settled in five spades doubled here. Wow.
Wow. So what would happen in six hearts? You need two roughs, so it goes six hearts might go down on a trump lead actually, but I kind of doubt they would actually lead a trump. Um, so five spades. How's this gonna do? It looks like the ace of hearts was a pretty actually double dummy. It was not a successful lead because you're knocking out one of your entries, unless I don't know. This is gonna get pretty exciting.
In six hearts, if you get a jack of hearts lead, and then you get a small spade from north towards the dummy, East has to duck that stiff queen to get the second heart lead, though, which is a pretty big play.
That is a good point.
All right, now we have the pretty people showing.
Oh, I've never in my life been a pretty person, Rob. Come on.
Well, neither have I, so I'm sure you have more of a shot at it than me, buddy. All right, and thank you all for bearing with us. We did not get onto Twitch with the first segment. Apologies, that was probably not probably that was totally my fault. But we are here for the rest of the day. We're on the USBF Twitch channel. We're on the YouTube channel on my end. Chat, say hello, and Bridging with Kai. What's up, buddy? Welcome to the broadcast. And Spinder Bitlinger, that was yours. that's good. The Spinder Biltinger. All right, so what do we have going on at the other table on this board? They have not gotten there yet.
It's gonna be 800 in this room, maybe.
And just so you know, the other room, Wolpert, Shuri, north and south, Kaplan, Kolesnik, west and east. And I think this is a worthy board to either sweat at this table and maybe even check out some USA 2 action, which I'll keep a lookout for us as well.
And I think this will be Raj's last set. But to be fair, his team has been doing great when he's been playing.
Oh wow.
Agreed.
He's going for 1100. He misguessed.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Yeah, he had to either rough two diamonds or nah, I guess he just had to rough two diamonds probably. But unfortunately for the Shori team,
Another loss, possibly.
it's guessed. He didn't know about the stiff Queen of Spades, obviously, which was the key here, where he could rough two diamonds and not lose a trump trick naturally.
And yeah, those other tables playing in five hearts, so that's definitely a loss for sure.
Yep. They're not even on that.
That's a big that is a big board for the Kaplan team. You know, it's so
Huge.
important for the Shori team to pick up imps in this set.
Yeah, if Kaplan puts up another decisive win in this set, I mean, they need a miracle from the Shuri
Yeah.
side.
I mean, it really just changes,
It's
the way
17 to
you're
19 for them, I believe.
Wow.
I saw this yesterday, or 18 to 20, excuse me.
Interesting.
So
Right, it's pretty unusual use of two clubs here.
Yeah, actually, it was weird. I thought it was 17 to 19, but maybe it was a different pair that plays something similar. But that's their agreement here.
I'm just curious, do you guys know, is this 18 to 20 if it's balanced? Like, I think probably what this is it's 18 to 20 if it's balanced, and then it also includes the strong hands as well. But I don't know for sure.
I don't know either. I don't know
Yeah,
their exact spot here, but
because I've definitely seen
yeah,
it.
exactly. That's what it might be. It might be 17 to 19 non-vol and 18 to 20 vol. That sounds like probably exactly what it is. This is the pair I'm remembering playing this. So
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying because it maybe they can still have their unbalanced.
sure, big hand, right? They can have they can have a way to kind of pattern out afterwards and
You and who do you have over there?
This is Nadia.
Nadia.
gymnast from Romania by any chance? Or
No, it's actually my eldest son's name is Aiden, so it's his name backwards.
very cool.
Oh, that's really cute.
And you're in upstate New York, right, Ewan?
Technically, no. Although if you live in Manhattan, yes, we
Central
live
New
just
York.
south. Yeah, we live just south of Albany, so Capital District.
Well, I'm from Syracuse, so I'm familiar with the upstate New York difference.
Sure.
All right, so this is this is now just out to 100 at this point. Let's take a little look at a different match. How about that, guys? Here is a 4-point match right here. And I think they're about to get to that board we were just watching at the other tables, board 19. So how about we watch Wooldridge Granger versus another Grossack, part of the dynasty that's about to be formed, and Michael Rosenberg here, a legend.
There are some names in bridge that are just, good signs like Grossack, Rosenberg, but even first names like Jeff. If your
Yep,
name is Jeff,
you're probably pretty good.
you're gonna
John
be
is
a
a
good player.
John's a good name too.
That's true.
Uh,
So many Jeffs, so many Johns, but not many Olivias. So
when will Michael become known as Kevin's dad, Kevin Rosenberg's dad?
true.
How many years is this?
I don't know, but little Rosenberg is pretty good.
So Joel
He's
Wooldridge, recent world champion in the pair event with his partner Kent McNaughey.
for
Diamond,
those
two clubs, two hearts. Look at that north hand, nice hand. What is Michael doing here? Yep, there you go. The rainbow start.
it's a very exciting board, especially with Zach Grossack at the table. Zach
Yeah,
Grossack is a very exciting player to watch. His partner Michael is known to be more conservative, I guess. I mean, not always.
Michael's an excellent person to have partnering Zach because he's just going to sit there and grin occasionally when Zach does weird stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you've played with some of Zach, correct?
I have.
It
and
must be it's an exciting experience, I would guess.
I would be.
He's, that,
I
he's an
would.
ideal partner for the trials because sometimes sitting at the table, he can be quite bouncy. But in this format where he's in an entirely different room from you, I'm sure you're like an ideal partner, yes.
Well, this is going to be this looks like it's getting pretty interesting at this table. They're having some sort of slam auction, and it's just going to be a matter of if on opening lead, do they know that South, who's the hand that's shorter in hearts, has the singleton spade? Because that's really the key here to this trump lead being the winner against six hearts. But that being said, I think it's going to be a very, very hard lead to find, and also a hard slam to find.
Oh,
Um,
Krish, thank you for the chat there. He's right. I think Gru
wow.
Moss played two clubs as 16, 17, 19. Gru Moss. Six hearts.
David Granger just jumps to six hearts.
That's
Um,
old school bridge right there, guys.
a bit like this, he knows it's on the lead, and now it's just up to Michael Rosenberg.
He may be hoping that South has a spade void, given that, you know, we had a two spade, three spade.
Right, and he has four small here.
Yeah. Well, interestingly, um, we saw that Zach raised to three spades on King Doubleton. We're going to see what Michael does here, but he knows that this is a pretty distributional hand. He knows that North either has hearts and diamonds or hearts and spades. Probably not hearts and clubs, but let's see what he decides, because if North has spades and hearts, which is one of the possibilities, I know he's definitely thinking that this Jack of Hearts lead is probably a good idea, but it's very, very hard to play for. Very, very hard. And Granger has done well here to just
Yeah, make it tough, like we were talking about earlier, Olivia. Just making it as tough as possible for the opponents to make a decision, right? Putting as maximum
Yeah.
pressure on them as possible.
But Michael is like a bridge encyclopedia.
Exactly.
So if anyone could get this right, which I don't even know if it's even possible, it's Michael Rosenberg. Okay.
So it was fun at some of our team dinners. The Rosenbergs would join us, and you could just see everyone at the table deferring to Michael on bridge questions. It was like to watch.
I mean, he's just an incredible bridge mind and an incredible player. But unfortunately for Michael, I don't think this was so findable.
And this is going to be a nice win for the north-south side of things. That's Goodman. And this match has essentially just been trading back and forth as far as score, as
Yeah.
well as the Fleischer match is now Nichols up 6 at this point. But again, that's been one of those that's been going back and forth. We'll keep an eye on all that. We will also definitely keep an eye on the USA 1 action. Kaplan just kind of been making a statement the entire tournament, really. Just came in, and other than that first round, where honestly that match could have gone either way, they have been pretty much lights out.
Yeah, I mean it's been really fun to be around.
Yeah, what's the mood for that team?
What's the what?
Have you seen them around the playing side? What's the mood feel like? I mean, are
They
they
are
all
really
business
happy.
like, or it's just smiles all around?
Yeah, no, it's fun. I mean, they're all obviously very excited, but I think they're all just, they're pretty confident players. They're just trying to keep it cool, not try to react too much to anything until it's over. But this would be a really huge win, and I think they're all very excited.
Yeah.
I think on both teams, everyone is very.
Honestly, especially at this point in their bridge careers, other than Wold, to win a U.S. team trials, it's early. It's early,
It's very
essentially,
early.
So
It is very early.
for
So
most,
I
I
mean,
believe that
so many.
Wold played in the Bermuda Bowl before the rest of his team were born.
yeah, easily.
I mean, the team trials is just such an exceptional tournament, and to win at any age is a huge accomplishment. There are
Of
so
course.
many insanely good bridge players that have never won it. So, for Finn to be there at 21, 22, whatever he is, I don't know. Um, I know, I mean, I'm a few years away from that, and there is zero chance that I will win an open team trials by his age. It's just a really amazing.
I don't think that's the case. I think you're underselling yourself there.
Yeah, I agree. Especially on the right team. Could be talking the same thing soon.
Okay, maybe if I was on a team with Finn, he could,
There's a
but yeah,
good in the chat here. A famous Zia-ism. Always Blackwood with a void if you're planning to bid slam anyway, because they'll never play you for a void if you Blackwood.
that's funny. I might use that one.
I went to play poker actually during one of the nationals with the Grosek brothers, and they gave me a good one. He said if you open 1 or 2 no with a 6-card major, and partner bids Stamen, make sure you deny a major. Make sure you bid diamonds. That was
Yeah,
also a very good one. And then I used
that's.
it to great success once and to terrible disasters other times.
I had a similar one with that. I mean, I opened with
There it is. Ship the
uh,
12 tricks.
I opened one no with like 6 hearts, and it went one no past 2 clubs double, and I was like, oh shoot, this is not good.
Yeah.
So I improvised. I bid 3 hearts.
Ah, nice.
Partner thought for like a couple minutes. He was like, what is going on? We had no agreements, but he eventually raised to 4 on his doubleton, which was right.
Which partner was this?
I was playing with Will Watson.
Okay. That's a good pick off by Will.
Yeah.
All right. So excitement there for Goodman. Now up 4 imps. And the Goodman team is the North-South pair, Granger and Wooldridge. You have the legendary Eric Rodwell and Doug Simpson. And you have Andy Goodman with Mike Bissell.
Mhm.
And Joel used to be my roommate, so I've played not just bridge, but every other game you can imagine with Joel, and he is deliberate in every single one of them,
Yeah, great guy, serious person.
and he makes great decisions. And
Yeah,
you can
extremely
take all the
smart.
time you need when you're just clean on your choices. It's really great.
So I mean, I'll just mention there was the last board of this match in the previous set was a 19 imp pickup for Rosenthal. Unfortunately for the Goodman team, Joel and David played two hearts, doubled down 7.
Oh my God! I'm looking at it now, Olivia.
It's just a completely cursed hand for them, you
Minus
know.
2,000. Wow.
What can you do?
Huge for Rosenthal, though. My gosh, that's just crazy.
Yeah, just absolutely brutal.
And it was
Brutal,
it was
brutal layout.
opposite of slam as well. It's crazy.
Yeah, but it was the one where
Went
the
down
slam,
on the stiff king of spades. Yeah.
yeah. Every table went down in that slam, by the way, for our viewers.
Yeah.
Checked. I was curious.
Tells you why it's mathematically just right to do it that way. And folks, if
Yeah.
you want to see any of the boards, we'll share some of the history when we can, when we have a moment. But you also can take a look at anything we're looking at viewgraph.lovebridge.com. Click on USA 1 or USA 2, and all the action's there and all the history's there as well.
I would encourage people to look at that board in particular because, it's a small percentage safety play, but obviously when it matters a lot.
But the thing is, I mean, over tricks matter. Like that's why I actually think everyone took
Everybody went
the
down
right play.
because it was
The thing
so.
is, on this layout, it was definitely not right. It was, yeah.
Well, and you weren't getting an overtrick anyway, right? You could pitch your ace of diamonds on your second heart, and then it's still all about the spade finesse. You had the rest of the tricks anyway.
Yeah, but if the second heart gets roughed,
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
it's only because diamonds are 7-1 that this that you actually
Which is so
are
unlikely on the way it played out as well.
it's
Yeah, the Joel. I saw this as well. Joel's gonna have. They're interviewing him on that Sorry Partner podcast, and
oh,
I can tell you that Joel's one of the best guys ever to just talk bridge with. It's amazing.
yeah.
He's creative. His declare play is like second to none. In
Oh my
fact,
God, he's so
I think I've told this story before. In the junior house where we had all those great players, the question was, if your life depended on it and someone had to play one no trump doubled, who would you choose to be declare? And everybody said Joel except for one contrarian who said
probably said this.
Helgamo. It was pretty.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's
But yeah,
high praise from players of that caliber.
Joel just a really, really smart player, thinks about the game in a very unique way
Yeah.
and is gonna grind out every trick.
He's the
Yeah.
most like Zia in a way, just of some of the kind of things he does that are
Yeah.
just kind of super deep and creative.
Yeah, and one of those people that just really you can tell he just really loves bridge. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. And a total
this is
gentleman.
an interesting play. First round spade to the 9.
It's pretty effective.
I mean, it works here, but
It was just as he's safetying, right? In a way.
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it, but I will say I was not expecting to see that on the first round of the suit.
And if he was
And
going to do that kind of
in fact,
thing, he
I'm
had to leave the
confident.
ace in dummy, right? Because otherwise he could suffer a club overruff. But leaving the ace in dummy for another club ruff was reasonably safe.
Yeah.
So Granger's gonna likely open a no trump here, unless they play some sort of mini no trump. I think this is a straightforward 2/1 pair, right?
Granger and Wooldridge, yeah, I think so. Someone in our chat mentioned it looks like Fleischer has taken the lead by making 6 hearts on the same board.
Ooh.
Unfortunately for the defenders, it's just not a very findable lead. That trump lead.
In fact, I don't see that result just yet. The result hasn't gone final, possibly in the. I see Nichols still, unless I need to refresh. No, I see Nichols still up 17.
Oh no, it says he actually went down in six hearts.
Ah, okay.
I'm not sure what happened, but
All right, this looks like just a little size ask or clubs there. That's pretty standard these days. Yep. And then,
okay, there was a misclaim. So for anyone looking at the Fleischer and Nickel match, the score is going to be wrong for some time.
interesting. Okay, thank you, Olivia.
Yeah.
And in that six hearts, Chip tried to take two small spade rups.
Well, we did get overrepped.
Yeah.
Ah, I see.
All right, the worst contract in bridge, 2-no trump. And Rosenberg just makes a pretty normal heart lead that looks like it's going to lead to 4 heart tricks. The ace of diamonds. What's up?
3 heart tricks. The king of hearts takes a trick.
When the jack comes back? Oh, yeah, no, forget it. I have the king and queen transposed in my head. Yeah, thanks, Ewan. That's why you're the player and I'm the commentator.
That one I can do.
I'm like, what are you talking about, man? And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, so sorry, 3 heart tricks, a diamond, and Declare's going to need to create some sort of trickage. It looks like spades is going to be their spot. The Rosenthal in the other room, well, we have Andrew and Aaron as the north-south players. So Rosenthal is north, Silverstein south, Pacell is west, and Goodman is east. And they are one board ahead. They're on board 22, which I guess that wouldn't be too surprising. I think everybody's pretty deliberate here, except for probably Zach. And Zach, can Zach get in the tank a bit or no?
Zach is a very fast player,
Okay.
except obviously sometimes people take their time. I mean, you would know better than I would.
Yeah, I've never seen him do what people would think of as a tank.
Yeah. But just a very fast analyst. Some of these players that are just the hands just intuitively come to them. It just feels like impossible watching them play, how they're just bulleting out every single play back to back to back.
Yep, and
And
brilliant.
it's less true in this format, but that can also make your opponents try to keep up, which is usually to their detriment.
And it's way to their advantage, right? It's the worst thing you
Well,
can
even
do.
then, you're not even trying to keep up. Like, if you play against a slow pair while they're thinking, you get to think.
Right.
So if you're a slow player yourself, it's pretty helpful.
Well, and that's the interesting thing that you're saying, Olivia, and it's really important to stay with it. Don't just get, oh my God, these people are so slow. What are they doing? Just take your time. Take your time to think about what's going on in the hand, and you'll be surprised at, how quick they might be making their decision if you're thinking deeply
Yeah.
enough.
I mean, these players like Zach who can just play all
And
these
Joe.
tricks,
Yeah.
and Joe are just extremely rare.
Yep.
And Finn is very
Yeah,
fast.
you can tell the fast players because they also are the fastest talkers about bridge as well.
Yeah.
All right, so this is opposite a down 1 in the other room.
I was down 1 in 3-0, which I think is pretty guaranteed because the defense always get at least one spade trick.
Yeah. So he has 2 more club tricks coming. He has a heart trick coming for 3, a diamond trick coming for 4, and 2 spade tricks coming. So he has 8 tricks at this point.
Yeah, you're going to see ace of spades and a spade ducked.
Mm-hmm.
And
But that's still,
you think about some of the
spade honor is not with the 4th heart. That will be, I guess, 9 tricks for Declare here, maybe.
you just think about some of the big names that's still in USA 2, and you forget about these teams especially. You have Goodman, Granger, Simpson, Rodwell, Wooldridge, Pacell, and you have Zach, Michael Rosenberg. I mean, USA 1's going to get locked up, but my gosh, the battle for USA 2 is going to be pretty epic here.
it's a lot of exciting days of bridge to come.
Yes.
And as was pointed out, even though Shuri, let's say Shuri lose the final of USA 1, they don't drop into the final for USA 2. They drop into the
Yeah.
semi-final. So they have to win 2 more matches to get
Exactly.
back.
And 2 more matches against, you know, 2 great teams for sure. It's guaranteed at this point. There's no one left. There's nowhere
So
left to
imagine,
hide.
you're coming off a tough loss and then you have to sit down next to I don't know who it is, Greco Hampson or
Right.
anyone you have to do.
Well,
It's
I mean,
just
how
not.
much of a bad beat is it to be Fleischer or Nickel? You know, you're in the
Yeah,
quarterfinal of USA two, and oh, hello, here we are. You know,
yeah.
2 teams that are usually the perennial favorites here. So, I mean, I guess I like that the trials has a lot of different winners. Especially it seems like in the last like 6 or so years.
Mhm.
I believe, if I remember correctly, Shuri will get to pick their opponent for the semi-final of USA 2. So they
Oh,
will
Ooh, so that's the advantage
presumably,
of getting through the winners bracket.
right.
Ah, that's
do any of our
interesting.
viewers have the conditions of contest open?
I can open it up for us and take a look at some point. I'm such a bad broadcaster. I should do that. If I were getting paid, I would probably do that. But I'm donating my time. So,
Well, thank you for your service, Rob.
do you know who the greatest is though? Al Hollander. If he's out there, he knows everything.
Oh my
So
God. Al Hollander is a hero, an
he
American
is.
hero.
He is. I don't know if I've ever met him personally, but he's just the hero of every broadcast I've ever been on in the chat. Not that all of you guys aren't amazing. I love you all also.
He also, I mean, I know he does a lot of work for the USBF with some of the tech stuff. So I've gotten a
Oh,
lot of
nice.
emails entering tournaments. And, yeah.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, and you guys know this because you've played with these tablets. They add in a kind of a few seconds timing after each kind of pass of the tray, right? Is it
No, you
random or
can
they don't do
do
that
stuff you
anymore?
want to. You have the option to delay the tray.
Okay,
But yeah, you do see it like screens where you get 2 bids at a time.
I see. Yeah, yeah. You see it like screens, and then I wasn't sure if it kind of added in like a just random seconds delay just to kind of keep it.
The only automatic delay is on the very first lead. You can't make a bullet lead.
That's
It'll delay it. It'll
got it.
delay it 10 seconds regardless.
Got it. Okay. So a diamond, a heart, a spade. The other room just played a tasty one. No, it looks like making one. And the nickel score is still 179, 162. So I'm guessing that's more on the official side of things. Goodman, and again, we're watching USA 2 right now, folks. We're watching the quarterfinal round. You have Goodman up 10 against Rosenthal, but this match is kind of way back and forth. We're watching a really interesting table here.
Yeah.
Kaplan has put on a few more, up 109.
Oh, my goodness. Kaplan
Wow.
just, I mean, this is statement, statement, statement.
Yeah. Maybe it might just be one of those wins with an exclamation point, but definitely there's a lot of bridge to be played. So
Totally.
we'll have
And there's still half of this set to be played actually. So we have lots of time, but I would say like we get to that magic 100 after set 7, Olivia, and we might not be broadcasting any of USA 1 in the last segment. So
Well, I mean, like we've been talking about, this USA 2 match for either team is going to be very, very difficult. They're going to have to win two very tough matches.
yeah.
Um, the field is slimmed down, so it's only really, really elite teams left, and I would not be surprised to see if depending on what happens, of course, we don't know what the score will be, but if it's a very, very big lead for Kaplan, Shuri just wanting to conserve energy
And that I
for
was just
right.
thinking that earlier as well, Olivia. Thank you for bringing that up. That's a great point because they know they have to play 2, maybe 4 more days of bridge against 2 tough
Yeah,
teams. If
hopefully for them four.
Right, exactly. If they're down like 90 with one segment left, you wouldn't be surprised if there was a withdrawal. Just like, hey, let's take this last set off, let's relax, and
Yeah,
let's get ready to get in the grind again.
yeah. I mean, this has been a lot of days of serious bridge at this point for every team,
Yep.
and for the teams in the USA 2 bracket, a lot more days of very serious bridge to come. So
I
some
think I
very
would put money on the loser, possibly Shuri, picking the winner of the Wolfson Bailey match. I think
I would think that's
probably
fair.
look at the
Yep.
pedigree. That's probably who they pick.
Well, I mean, to be fair, their other choices would be either Nickel or Fleischer or Rosenthal Goodman,
Exactly.
and and those are just like stacked, right? Not that Wolfson or Bailey are any slouches at all, but
there's just no good
I
choices.
mean, God, Wolfson has Zia and Mexstroth and Berkowitz. I mean, I don't know, man. But you're right. I don't want to see any part of Nickel Fleischer. I don't want to see the winner of that at all. Because honestly, that's a confidence builder for those teams as well. If they beat whoever beats the other team, it's okay. I feel good.
Yeah. But those are just the two teams historically that I've just I haven't been around for long, but I've been around long enough to know that you don't want to face Nickel or Fleischer.
Right. Exactly. That's the best. And yeah, the closest matches are definitely USA 2, which is what we're looking at here. And yeah, 109 is still the number in Kaplan. Kaplan was a slim loss of 9 imps on the first segment and then have never come close to losing a segment except for the last one, which they only won by 3. But they put up some big numbers there.
Yeah, they're just in their rhythm, and it's hard to touch them right now.
No one has put up as big a number as the McNay team in segment round 1, the round of 16, 86 on the board for that
I
team.
saw there was an 88-0.
Yeah, Nickel in their first segment against Kovacev.
Yeah. And
that was the record.
Got it. That was USA 2 though, right? That was
Yes.
Yeah. So that doesn't count. USA
fair
1.
enough.
We're only talking about.
And there's a question in chat, non-bridge, who is taller, Steve Robinson or Jeff Wilson? I just met both of them. I'm pretty sure Jeff is taller.
And what's the approximate height? I'm guessing it's pretty tall if they're asking that. 6'5"?
No. We're 5'2", 5'3", somewhere down there.
Oh, we're on the other side of the spectrum. I see. Okay. Who's taller, Olivia or Amber? Olivia.
Well, that's a good question. I'm not sure about that. I'll have to ask her next time I see her.
Or just stand back to back.
I'll just put something in my shoes and
So you are very
I think
competitive, is what you're saying. That's a competitive.
especially about things I can't control. I'm very
So yeah, just like bridge in general.
You guys were talking about withdrawing. The Wolfson Bailey match is up around 100 right now, but that's in USA 2. If you lose, you're just going home. So I'm not sure there's any point at which you concede that match.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree with that, but also, these teams are definitely not going to have any quit in them, and I expect probably there'll be a bit of a rebound from both the Shuri teams and the Bailey teams. I don't know. I feel like that's usually how these things go.
Yeah,
They'll probably cut it down to
I'm keeping
80.
an eye on it, but yeah, and that's the best part about this Bermuda Bowl. Part of the trials is that we get to see Shuri and see what they're made of in the next round. And I'm sure they're, like you said, they're not done yet. None of these guys are.
No.
All right, we have a question in the chat that actually I know something about, unlike bridge, which is there any cognitive science behind momentum? And this has been analyzed. The best analysis is for hot streaks in basketball. They don't exist. Even if you just made your last 23 baskets, the chance that you will make your next basket is just the same. It's like rolling a die. Even if you rolled 5 6s in a row, the chance you're going to roll another 6 is exactly the same.
That's interesting.
I know just from an empirical thing, poker, the general, and it's silly, but a lot of people like, I got to play the rush, man. You got to play the rush. So they feel like if they're doing well and they're running good, they should like play every hand, and that I can tell you is a complete fallacy. It's just silly stuff. But
People are really bad at spotting
people
randomness.
believe in it though. They believe in it like crazy. It's
Yep.
amazing.
You get these like heat check shots in basketball.
That's exactly what it's
Yeah.
like to heat check the 45 footer.
The 45-foot air ball, yeah.
So this looks like just a nebulous club opening here. 2 plus, 1 spade by Zach. Terrible suit. But
Yeah, but
Michael's got a nice hand over there as well. Does Granger stick out here? Doesn't Is he gonna bid some clubs? What do you do over there with Granger's hand? Red, red, red.
we're not, I mean, it's probably depends a little bit, you know. The 2+ club could mean that any balanced hand with the minor, South is opening a club, or it could be only 2 if South is 4-4-3-2.
Yeah, and that's what they're buying here.
So,
And
you
there's
know, the first one I mentioned makes it much less appealing to stick out in 2 clubs.
right, right, right.
That's my wife heading up to quilt camp. So
Oh no,
Yeah.
minor interruption there.
no worries. All
So
right.
now what are we gonna see from Zach here? He's feeling pretty bad about his spades right about now. Maybe a 2-heart bid. He's got pretty nice hearts. Partner could easily have 5 here, but we'll see what he bids.
Okay, he chooses hearts.
Feels sensible.
The other room they played 1-0 in Michael Rosenberg's chair. In fact, let me make sure I can see what's going on there.
So this might be a pretty tough contract to make if Michael can pass this. It seems like he's thinking. I mean, he does have a pretty decent hand.
At the other table, it went a more standard 1 diamond, 1 spade overcall, pass, 1 no trump, all pass. That's how they played that.
Yeah, this is not going to be a great board for East West here.
No, this is not great for Rosenthal.
No, and Michael was hoping his partner would have 4 hearts, and in which case his hand is pretty good. But unfortunately, here they have spade loser, they have a heart loser, they have 2 diamond losers on this layout, and they have 2 club losers on this layout. So they're going to have a lot of work to do. It feels very difficult to imagine them making this. I mean, a club lead is probably what they're going to get, which is going to be helpful, but
Yeah.
it's going to be very tough.
This board was an 8-inch
I take
slim.
it back. I take it all back.
That's the first time I've touched it.
What am I? Yeah. So here, yeah. Here it declares just going to be able to set up some diamond tricks and pitch some clubs.
Yeah, looks like it.
As long as they can do everything in the right order, they should be fine.
So Kaplan picked up 8 imps on this board for making 2-0 in one room and defeating 1-0 by 2 tricks in the other room.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So things not going well for Shuri over there. They're way ahead in the USA 1 match as opposed to the table we're looking at. And I guess that's probably because we're probably looking at one of the more deliberate tables in the segment here. They're on board 26 in the USA 1 side of things. How's that Fleischer match looking? Maybe we can check some of that out as well.
Down by 17.
Yeah, okay, still, and that's about they were up a bit and they've gained 11 so far this match. Wolfson almost at the 100 mark, meaning 100 up ahead of Bailey. Our good friend Jay Don is on that team, so hopefully that means he will help us with our broadcasting in the future. Josh learned, I don't think he learned how to play bridge, but he played his first duplicate bridge at my father's bridge club when he was a kid.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you knew him before?
I knew him before all of my future friends knew him, and we didn't know. I just heard a bunch of people keep saying this name J-Don, and I'm like, I don't know who that is. And then I remembered I knew a kid named Josh Don, and eventually I figured out it was the same person. So he was partnered with a whole bunch of my buddies.
If Joel had ducked that diamond, it'd be a little trickier because there's only one entry to the east hand, the Queen of Hearts. So you might not be able to get to those diamonds the way Zach had played them.
Hmm.
You mean right back here, uh, this last trick, right? The diamond lead
Yeah,
here.
if
If
he
he
played
ducks it,
small on that, then
now
Zach
he's
would be in a
stuck in his
ton
hand.
with the jack, and he couldn't get back to set up the diamonds.
Interesting.
I think then he's just gonna have a cross ruff because he'll just play a spade to the ace and he wins and maybe he tries to get out of trump. If he gets out of trump, then they lose their natural trump trick. But then he's just gonna like rough some diamonds, rough some spades,
Yeah, you're probably right.
or
Okay.
the jack of score the jack of spades maybe. But it's a good point. That's a very, very difficult play though, which probably would have worked a little better here.
All
Now
right.
Joel is a really uncomfortable spot. I don't know. He might just play a diamond. Okay, so he's playing declare for a stiff spade, which is very reasonable.
Declares West. Right?
Oh, Zach.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So
Sorry.
who knows? I mean, Zach might have a stiff spade. It's Zach.
Nah, that's a fair point actually. So in the other match, or at least the other match that's very close, you have Gru Moss against Greco Hampson, and at the other table there, you have Fleischer Martel versus Levin Weinstein. So you have legendary matchups at every spot here.
Yeah.
And we have another swing possible in the Shuri match. Shuri Kaplan. Just a mild one, though. Shuri's going to gain some imps over there.
Okay, that's good for the Shuri team. You know, you need everything you can get at this point. So
We want to have an exciting finish, but and
yeah,
I don't think anyone would be surprised if Shuri wasn't one of the teams that I was rooting really, really hard for. But
yeah,
it's hard when you see your friends playing bridge to not want them to do really great.
yeah. Well, it looks like this is actually going to be a pretty decent pickup for them. What's 410? 410 is like, I don't know, like 10 or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Down three.
There's a little
Nine.
nine for Shuri. So Shuri is now back within exactly 100.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they only have about 4 boards left in this set, and then
Yeah.
30 boards left after that. So they need a
Yeah,
really good close.
the run rate is almost exactly 3 per board at this point.
Yep.
Yeah.
They had a chance. I mean, it's hard to say, especially when a team's playing as well as Kaplan is. It feels like sometimes you just don't have a chance. Sometimes it's just you're like, okay, the things we've done maybe haven't been great, but they haven't given us too many opportunities either.
Yeah. So Zach here is getting bailed out by the Queen of Spades dropping. Now South can rough this, but they're forced to declare the entry to dummy to score the Jack of Spades with the last trick.
140,
So
one for Rosenthal. All right.
ended up being a pretty friendly layout. That Queen third of Spades was big for declare.
And
I
we
think
are
there's actually
back.
a psychological difference, a big psychological difference between being down 95 and 100. I mean, it doesn't feel good either way, but
Yeah, 100 yeah, speaking of all the other kind of things that aren't, uh, like the momentum type question, it's just 100 feels worse, much worse, triple digits, even though it's almost the same.
and yeah, I mean, Ewan is absolutely right about the things don't actually exist. But that being said, it is a very mental game, and these, you know, the Shuri team is just seasoned professionals, so it won't affect them. But
Yeah.
for a lot of us mere mortals, being down that much
I think
will.
maybe heads up sports momentum is more of like a feelable thing, like tennis comes to mind, or boxing maybe, even though that's kind of a weird one. But
Well, boxing, it's like you're getting literally punched in the face.
if
Yeah.
you're not very good, you are, yeah.
But Olivia's right. The way that momentum happens mentally is that you do it yourself.
Yes.
You believe that you will do worse, and thus you maybe take some action that has a little lower EV because you feel as though you need to do something, and then you're doing worse again, and it spirals down from there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is it's all in our heads.
It absolutely is.
Do you think home field advantage has a bearing on maybe those sorts of things? Maybe not momentum specifically, but
There are a couple of places where it does. Baseball is the obvious one. And the real reason is that because the ball fields are different sizes,
you can
you
tailor
are
it to them.
accustomed to knowing what you have to do in your own home ball field.
Look at this, 4 clubs here. They played 3 hearts at the other table, down 2. How's 4 clubs gonna do? Gonna lose a couple of clubs.
Ball clubs has been a contractor around the tournament and usually going down 1.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be down 1. I think home field advantage can exist in bridge in a bit of a weird way.
How
There's
so?
just some numbers that people feel comfortable playing against, and others where, maybe you don't run well against them. So that would be the closest. I mean, that's more of like a matchup thing, but that to me is the closest thing to like a home field advantage that could exist in bridge.
Interesting.
Which is why we have seating rights, sure.
Yeah. Well, it feels like all routes are gonna lead to probably down 1 here.
Yeah, 9 tricks. And Shuri and Kaplan playing at a pretty blistering pace.
Yeah.
And Shuri is still -7 this set. Can't find a way to get anything meaningful going against
The board we have on screen, didn't the defense want North to win that first diamond to play a club? Because now North's going to win the second diamond and be unable to play a club.
So I was thinking about that, but I think it loses the defensive club trick for South to play a second club.
South can switch to the jack.
Yeah, but then they don't score
They're 9-6 against the 8-7, right?
they just get 1. But if Declare takes the rough and dummy, then yeah. So I think all routes lead to down 1 here, as long
Probably
as
right.
Declare is careful to. I mean, in some worlds, maybe Declare needs the unblock of the spade. I don't know.
Okay. And there it is, 4 for Goodman. So 13 is the margin now in this match. You have 100 the margin in the USA 1 match. Kaplan just continuing to not give any opportunity for the teams that are chasing them.
Yeah.
And Fleischer Nickel 16 now. Same exact score it was earlier, except they've added 1 imp on each side, so not much happening there. And Wolfson has now eclipsed the lead by 100 margin. They're up 102.5 against Bailey.
Wow.
And that's basically been Wolfson just completely in charge all the way along. They have not allowed Bailey to score many imps at all. 85 at this point.
Wow.
Yeah, Goodman not only keeping it interesting, Goodman, putting together a reasonable lead at this point. Still tons of time left here. This is still a very close match.
Yep. And on that note, Olivia, Rob, I need to run, but I will, with luck, see you guys back for the final segment.
Awesome,
Yeah, please do.
Ewan, thank you so much. I
Stopping
can tell
by.
how much energy I have left here. Thanks, buddy, and we'll see
Get some
you
coffee.
maybe see you later on. But thanks.
Sounds good.
Always good
Ciao.
to chat to
Later,
you.
bud. Okay, and then there were two. Let me grab my camera and put me up here somewhere. You guys can see me now. All right. Joel just putting in four spades here. Nice. Partner's a past hand. Guess he's not too worried.
Yeah, you'll see this happen a lot where players will have this kind of wide-ranging third seat, four major opening, hands where they're just like, I want to play four spades. They don't want to make it any easier for the opponent. So
And they would never do this if partner wasn't a passed hand because this is the risk of missing a slam, right? But here, when partner passes, Joel looks at Jack fourth of hearts, singleton club, and says, okay, it's unlikely we're going to make 12 tricks.
yeah. The only time this is bad is when partner maybe isn't on the same wavelength as you, and somehow, which is really unlikely, but somehow they bid like five clubs or something, and partner is like,
Yeah.
okay,
No
five spades,
thanks.
let's take a spade. Which even could be right, but
Yeah, thanks, Ewan, for joining us. And it must have been nice to reconnect with your teammate there for a bit.
yeah, no, just a really great guy to be around, and great bridge player. So glad to have him here, even only for a bit.
Yep. Well, I maybe I'm. We talked about doing this last year. We were going to do like an all commentators team for the trials, and
Yeah.
I just had a pretty kind of extensive travel year, so it felt like a little irresponsible to now go to Chicago for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. No, I mean I've been in school, but so much bridge where I kind of can't believe that I played the Open here. I've just been playing so much, but it's really a privilege to get to play bridge.
Well,
So
it's all great experience too. Like getting high level bridge in is just spectacular, right?
for
You
sure.
you can just you're so much better for being exposed to just that amount of expert opponents. And
So it feels like it's gonna be hard for Declare to shake a heart loser here.
Yep.
Two heart losers, I mean. But
uh,
yeah, so I see here Michael Rosenberg shifting to the six of hearts. It's an interesting play.
yeah, what is he trying to secure both tricks? He thinks he's never gonna get. He's never gonna guess he has Queen Doubleton there, or the Queen of Hearts in general, right?
I don't know.
Just seems like Joel's gonna get hearts wrong for sure now. It's
I think
interesting.
maybe he's picturing Declare with seven spades, a stiff club, two diamonds and three hearts.
That's
So
the hardest
maybe
thing about Joel's bid too. Is like, what does he have? As if you're Rosenberg, how do you put him on a hand?
exactly. But say Declare has this exact same hand with ace queen jack 10, seventh of spades, the third heart, and ace doubleton of diamonds. Might be necessary for it to go heart to the 10. Declare tries to finesse a spade. With Zach ducking the heart.
Yeah.
Declare tries to finesse a spade, loses to Zach, and it goes like ace of hearts and a heart.
I'm just gonna
Whereas
play another spade
don't
here.
do that, they're gonna pitch the heart on the diamond. So that's probably I don't know, similar to the idea that Michael might have been angling for here. But also, if he catches Zach with ace jack of hearts and he plays the queen of hearts instead of the six, if he decides that this heart shift is necessary, then if he plays queen of hearts and it goes small, now if Zach plays the ace, he creates a tennis position for
Yeah.
the king.
To come
So
through
now
for
they
the
have a
jam.
natural heart trick that just completely goes away. Whereas if he plays the six, now he gives Zach the liberty to play the ace of hearts if he has ace jack, which could be necessary. So that's also probably something that Michael had in mind here.
And he gains the disguising of I mean, I don't know. I don't think you
Yeah, on the
expect,
layout, it looks very
especially if he can figure out that Michael only had two hearts at some point,
yeah.
which he might be able to do considering Michael's guarding diamonds here. Here it comes. There it is. Yep.
There it is. All right. So one imp.
Yeah, you can't blame him for getting that one wrong. That was
Obviously,
super interesting. Low heart from Mr. Rosenberg. I guess we call him Mr. and we call Kevin Kevin.
little Kev. No,
Little Kev.
maybe not so little Kev.
He's taller than I am. That's all I know.
He's very tall.
Soft-spoken master of the game.
So
Ooh, nickel up 24 now. 187 to 163. Goodman up 12.
Kaplan 105.
Yeah.
Looks like, oh wow, in the Kaplan match we have some excitement.
Do we?
Vince is gonna play two diamonds doubled,
Ooh,
and it's not gonna go great for him.
there it is. Let's jump over there right now. Here we are. We see the auction right here. It went a spade by North. Two diamond overcall by Vince. And it went double by South. And North said, thank you very much. I will defend two diamonds doubled.
Looking at ace jack fourth of diamonds, all ace kings is
And
looking very
is that a
juicy.
is that a 20 count? Yeah, that's 20 rippers and ace jack fourth of diamonds. What can
And
they
the other
make?
table is defending three diamonds undoubled. So this is gonna be a very, very, very big pickup.
Whoa, Finn made maybe the cleaner choice because if it does go three diamonds, I don't think South has the confidence to get in there with a double over that bid, right? And
No, South doesn't, and North now has a difficult choice of,
either
you
three
know,
no or
elect probably or 3 or 400 against three diamonds, or are we, gonna try something like three now?
but now with just the two diamond bid by Vince, you see that South gets a little more leeway there. They're going to make a negative double with this 8 count, and now Adam gets to make this kind of pretty great pass. And this is not a
But
nail. It's not
and
a
even
nail in the
then,
coffin, but the coffin's being erected at this point, unfortunately, for USA One.
and Eddie even has that 9-8 of diamonds, which is gonna score big for them here. So it's just wow,
Uh-oh. Right at the end of
wow,
the set too. And that's just Kaplan seems to be doing this. They seem to close every segment strong, which is great. I mean, if you're doing that every match or most of the segments, it's hard to just see a way past this team. It's great. Playing
absolutely.
awesome.
So it looks like in the other room, Finn is probably gonna go down 4 or 5 and three diamonds, which he doesn't know while he's playing is gonna be this huge result because the other table found the double card a
Yeah.
level lower.
At a level lower, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the
North hand
beauty of
is
bridge too.
certainly a hand where you just wish you were just playing penalty doubles. It's not very often that you have a hand like that where you're just like, oh my God. From my own hand, please let's just get him. But
Right, but you can't blame them. And I'll just remind you at the other table, it went a spade, three diamonds pass, and Gavin had
yeah,
that choice. Gavin can't do anything, right? He can bid 3-0 if he wants or something like that. But I mean, they're vulnerable. Let's take a good plus score and hope this is just the normal result. Unfortunately, it's going to be a big loss for sure.
for sure. So Eddie's probably gonna play a club over.
Did you say
Looks
for
like
sure or for sure?
for sure.
I
It's
said
confusing.
I
He
said
plays a
for
trump.
sure, and they're both right. Yes,
Sure.
for sure, for sure.
All right, so he plays a diamond over, which has basically the same effect as if you played a club over and tried to score his 9 of diamonds. Here, it looks like he should be able to score his jack of clubs instead. He knows that his partner has the ace of clubs because he played the 3 of clubs back, which he absolutely would not have done if he didn't have the ace.
And notice Adam knows the whole diamond spot position. He knows that
Yeah.
this is.
So now this is just going to be a simple,
Oh, there it comes.
wow. Does not feel good to,
Look at that. No, they went down 6 in the other room.
wow.
6.
I feel for Vince here. It's
That's brutal.
does not feel good to overcall two diamonds on, a very reasonable hand, but
I mean, how great has it got to feel if
your
you're
choice.
Team Kaplan and Finn and Adam at the table? You go minus 600, down six in a contract, and you win. What was that? Did they win 11 there? Something like
I think
that?
it was, I don't know,
It
but it
was
was a
11, I
lot.
think. They're now up. Wow.
Sometimes I feel like at the table you just feel like you're just destined to win. And when you're north south here and this happens, it kind of just feels like, yeah.
I've seen that in poker tournaments as well. Similar, like you just nothing you do matters essentially, even when you might think you're bad, or maybe when you make a mistake. Even
You play a lot of poker
I
or
used to, not as much anymore, but it's a great game. It's just a lot of fun.
it is.
Very different than bridge. A lot more math, lot more psychology.
Yeah. Probably some more banter.
Oh
But
man,
it's a
it's my
table.
favorite. As you can tell, I don't mind the banter. So
You like trash talking?
no, I'm very friendly, but I don't mind. I'm very comfortable with cards in front of me, so I can talk and still kind of play reasonably well.
Yeah.
Most people can't.
Yeah. All right, so we'll definitely have a swing here.
Yep.
The question is to who?
Yeah. Is four hearts making?
Let's see
We are
here.
back on Goodman Rosenthal, which is, I still believe that is our closest match in the USA 2 bracket. It is. Goodman up 12, but again, this match has been kind of trading back and forth all the 2 days.
Yeah.
Nickel up
Feels like it's gonna be
24
very,
now.
very difficult to make this. Maybe it's possible, but probably not.
It's a super
Again, there's
interesting
really
hand
for the
for
player to only lose one
Granger.
spade. Sorry?
I said it's a super interesting hand for Granger. How did they get out for just two hearts in the other room? I guess they just went low with the north hand. They just maybe
I
bid
don't
and
know.
rebid hearts, maybe? Let's take a look. Yeah, it went a diamond, a heart by Andrew Rosenthal, two clubs by Silverstein, two hearts by North.
Wow.
Yeah.
Done?
He went against the 6-5 come alive statement that I always tell my students, Olivia.
Yeah. Misfits are bad. Is maybe another one. I
That
don't know.
is something I say even more often, and that's exactly right. When you can smell a misfit, staying low is usually a good strategy. However, it's super hard to not kind of like your
Yeah.
hand as the North player, I would say.
Well, the thing is, with three hearts, if you're imagining your partner with a singleton heart, which is often going to be the case, not always, but often,
Yeah, do you want to play it with this
uh,
suit?
it's going to be very dangerous. Like you could go down like four, for example, in three hearts, playing opposite a singleton. So
Yep. When maybe you have a spade fit and or you can just stay low and avoid all problems. And if partner has
yeah.
extras, they'll tell you.
But obviously, it's definitely, the lower of two options.
Right, right.
Yeah. So yeah, this is not going to go so well for Granger here. He can't rub any of his hearts now, or any of his spades now, rather.
There's just a good story in the Twitch chat.
Yeah.
You just knew Kevin as the Bridge Club guy, and you got lectured by Weinstein about how one club with 4432 is objectively inferior to standard. And
Oh my God. Everyone has their opinions.
everyone also has the I knew him when story. I like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, Rosenberg is another family of bridge as well. That's could lay claim to the throne. And you have Kevin,
Yeah.
Michael, Debbie,
Amber now.
Amber
You
now.
know.
Yeah. Does getting through marriage count? Is that okay?
They're engaged.
Okay, but they're not. I mean, the Rimsteads are just all Rimsteads. You know.
Well, but there's Kevin Dwyer instead.
Yeah, but I don't count him as part of that crew. I
Yeah.
just I mean I do and I don't.
No, I get what you're saying, but now we have, I don't know. We have all these bridge. You said the more perfect union of the gross out and the collage.
Two spades, 2-0, snap by Grossack just right away there.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there's no just delay. As soon as the second bid is made, they ship the virtual tray to the other side. I thought there might
Yeah,
have
you'll
been
see
some
there's like
delay
a
in there.
diagonal line through the screen,
Yeah,
and that's where the
that's the
division
screenage.
happens. But players like Zach, it's like us normal people, we have to look at our cards and count the points, look at the shape. Zach, it's like he already knew what his hand was going to be. He's so
Sure.
fast.
And Rosenberg, not surprisingly, kicks it into 3-0 with only this hand, but he knows that Zach has overcalled 2-0, and he also has the imps to think about here. This would maybe not be as simple as an auction in match points, I would guess.
Yep. So they definitely have four tricks to lose off the top. Um,
And what are
and
their
unfortunately on
tricks?
this layout, it doesn't look like there's much they can do.
I was just going to say, what are their tricks to take, really? A couple of spades, 3 clubs,
I mean, if North
heart.
had one less club, Jack 10 third falls, and they just rip off five club tricks, that would be pretty killer. But probably what's gonna happen is Declare is gonna try to like finesse the 10 of diamonds or something. I don't know. Take three diamond tricks, two spade tricks, a heart trick, and like three club tricks. I don't know. That is my 2-second analysis.
That's your
I hope.
attempt at the Zach Grossack speed analysis, right? So let's look. There is Kaplan 116 is the margin at this point.
Oh, just amazing.
There's going to be another slight. In fact, there's going to be
Few imps.
definitely a
Looks like.
few imps lost to Shuri on this next board over there on board 30. Unless they go down in 5 diamonds, and then it's even worse. They're not to the point of withdrawing with 2 sets left. It's only about 116 at this point, but
Yeah.
you gotta have a sense of deflation. But honestly, if it is 100, I would think it would be the best strategy for Shuri to withdraw and just save their energy, just get some rest and get back in there for.
Yeah. I mean, it never feels good to lose, but when you lose a match like this, I think sometimes there is a little solace in feeling like, what can you do when your opponents just play this lights out, where it's just everything they do is just gold.
Yep.
I mean, that's not to say that the Kaplan team has been lucky. They've been amazing, but
Exactly. But also the other little piece of glimmer of hope here is you have the other semifinal to start playing the next day, right? So that's at least they know they're not out of it yet. And the other good thing is that there are not going to be withdrawals, at least. Well, I guess the Wolfson one, there might be one, but there's less likely to. Most of those teams in the USA2 bracket are going to play all the sets.
yeah. So Joel was thinking for a while here. Looks like his best defense is probably just to play some spades here, not blow anything up, but a club is
Not a
very,
club.
natural.
Yeah, just safe here, right?
Yeah. Maybe one red flag could be that Declare played the jack at trick one from Demi. Looks like he's trying to set up entries to his hand, potentially to, take some club tricks.
Interesting.
So you see David Granger play the jack of clubs, but Joel carefully shifted to the six of clubs so that his partner would know that his clubs are not so good. So he'll get to see.
And this is also safe for David because he knows, he's just shipping a trick to Declare that they always have, and he has a winner behind them.
Yeah, he's not too worried about it.
Okay, playing some spades, trying to figure out what's going on there. This is Grossack playing this. 3 no's down, one in the other room. So Kaplan 3, imps tacked on at the end.
Oh my God.
The lead is 119 at this point. 119 with 2 sets left. That's 30 boards. You get 4 imps aboard maybe, and sure he has a chance. That's a lot to ask for.
I mean, it's just pretty amazing. Like Kaplan definitely did not have the start to this tournament that they were hoping for.
No.
But
And
just shows, you have a first match that doesn't go as well as you think it should. Some people feel like, oh, yeah, this team is maybe not as good as I thought, but it's good that they all kept their heads into it and just
and since then
have that match.
it's been nothing but
It's been
gangbusters.
perfect.
In fact, thinking of what you're saying, like after that first match when they, are very close to losing and then pull it out in the last couple of segments, they get the gift of playing Nickel, like the perennial favorites of the event, and they
Yeah.
just take care of business against Nickel in a nice, effective way. In fact, I had almost the entire match, and even when Nickel inched back in the second to last, they came home and shut the door, put Wolfson out of business very quickly, and sure he
Yeah, they're a
doesn't.
little
Look at this score
much.
sheet, Olivia.
I mean,
56, 52, 61. The closest mat segment recently is fifth, 26-23, and now another sound victory. They just can't do
I
anything
mean,
wrong.
since the first match, they've won 32, 15, 52, 3, and now what is that, 26?
Yeah.
It's
It's
a
just
very, very top
it's
performance.
just great, and it's four-handed, so impressive in this spot. Four-handed,
Yeah.
and they're just killing it. Here, let's look at the
I will
USA
say it's
two.
it's it's great that they're four-handed because these are two pairs that are just having an amazing tournament.
Yeah.
So,
Do you think
I would,
is that part of it, Olivia? They're just two pairs that are just on, and why would you want to sub them out anyway, even if you had a six, right? Just it's nice to just keep them in when they're killing it, right?
yeah, they're having the type of tournament where it's like even if you had a third pair that's very good, you're just like
Yeah.
hands off. You guys do your thing and just kill everyone.
So take a look. Goodman Rosenthal down to 4 now, right? And that's right on your screen here, folks. Goodman only up 4. Rosenthal clawing back some imps in the time we've been watching the other match. Nickel now up 31, but still 2 segments left here. Wolfson just putting on this is what I was talking about earlier, Olivia. Look at the bottom line there. There's been Bailey scored 35 in one segment, and God, 7, 12, 11. I mean, those are low scores compared to look at all the other scores for the same segments in both. That's a really dominating performance by Wolfson, I would say.
Sure.
And I think this is a good
Nickel had a big.
go
Oh,
go go.
sorry.
Talk to me.
Oh, I said Nickel looks like they had a big quarter. Very close match. So
Yeah,
that 25 got to be feeling pretty good.
absolutely. And that's a team that has. I mean, God, both those teams have a ridiculous amount of experience.
Yeah.
But you expect them to continue fighting all the way to the end, no matter what the score is there. So
Yeah.
that's still pretty close. And I think this is probably a good time to take a break, and we will come back for the next 2 segments. I think Olivia, you'll probably not be with us, but thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate the help and all of the wonderful analysis that you gave us. And I think we'll probably see you again in some other broadcasts pretty soon, maybe even at USA 2. But if
Yeah.
we don't, go kill that women's event. I mean,
Thank you.
you guys have a terrific
That makes sense.
team, and I just look forward to seeing how well you guys do. And we'll
Thank you,
see you
Rob. It's a
soon.
pleasure.
And for all you guys out there, thank you so much for hopping in and saying hello. And we'll be back for 2 more segments. At least if we have a super early withdrawal, we'll have 1 more segment. But we'll see you for it, folks. Thank you so much, and stay tuned shortly.